History books tell us of Archimedes, Aristotle, Ptolemy, Hippocrates. Great men celebrated as the fathers of science. But what if I told you that story is incomplete? Hidden beneath centuries of silence are brilliant women, ancient female scientists whose discoveries shaped astronomy, medicine, chemistry, and engineering. Yet their names were erased, their legacies forgotten. This is MysticLegacyVault, where we open the hidden chapters of history. Tonight, we reclaim the forgotten legacy of women in ancient science. Hypatia of Alexandria, Enheduanna, Mary the Jewess, Metrodora, and more. Prepare yourself, because this story will challenge everything you thought you knew about the history of science. In Alexandria, the jewel of learning, stood a woman of extraordinary brilliance, Hypatia of Alexandria. Mathematician, philosopher, astronomer, teacher of the stars. She refined the astrolabe, taught the motion of celestial bodies, and carried forward the flame of knowledge from the great library of Alexandria. Students came from across the Roman Empire to learn at her side. But knowledge can be dangerous. In 415 AD, amid political and religious turmoil, Hypatia was murdered by a mob. Her body destroyed, her voice silenced, yet her name endures. Hypatia's story reminds us that women in science have always faced resistance. Yet even in death, her brilliance lit the path for centuries to come. Long before Alexandria, in Mesopotamia, lived Enheduanna, the daughter of Sargon the Great, a high priestess of the moon god Nana, and the world's first known author. Through her hymns, she charted the moon, the stars, and the cycles of Venus. Her writings linked astronomy with spirituality, showing how science and faith walked in hand in the ancient world. Enheduanna's words survive on clay tablets, making her not only the first female scientist we know of, but the first human author whose name still echoes across 4,000 years. If the stars guided the heavens, medicine cared for the body, and here too, women made history. In Athens, laws forbade women from practicing medicine, but one woman, Agnodice, disguised herself as a man, studied medicine, and healed countless women. When her secret was revealed, she was nearly condemned, until her patients rose in protest. The law was changed. Women physicians were finally allowed. Centuries later came Metrodora, author of On the Diseases and Cures of Women, one of the oldest surviving medical texts written by a woman. She described gynecological treatments, cures, and surgical practices still recognizable today. She stands as proof that women were not only healers, but innovators of medicine itself. Then there were the alchemists, women who worked in fire, glass, and metal, unlocking the secrets of matter itself. And Cleopatra the alchemist, not the Queen of Egypt, but a shadowy scholar of the 3rd century. Legends claim she discovered formulas for alloys and symbols of transformation. Her writings would inspire generations of alchemists in their search for the philosopher's stone. Across the ancient world, women also carried the secrets of the earth. They were healers, herbalists, farmers. They knew which roots cured fevers, which plants eased childbirth, which herbs could save or destroy a life. Their agricultural knowledge preserved entire civilizations. Irrigation systems, crop rotations, preservation techniques, all passed down generation to generation. Though their names are lost, their wisdom still flows through medicine and farming today. So why then were these women forgotten? Why are their names barely spoken? Because history was written by men in power. Their works were dismissed, their texts destroyed, their discoveries credited to others. For centuries, women in science were silenced. But knowledge cannot be destroyed. Fragments survive. Archaeologists and historians today are piecing together their lost legacies, and in doing so, restoring their place in human history. Science was never the story of men alone. It was built by women who dared to question, to heal, to chart the stars. Hypatia of Alexandria, Enheduanna, Mary the Jewess, Metrodora, and Cleopatra the Alchemist. Their brilliance shaped our world, and their courage still inspire us. By remembering them, we don't just honor the past, we reclaim the truth. The history of science belongs to all of humanity. This has been Mystic Legacy Vault. If you believe these forgotten women of science deserve to be remembered, join us, subscribe, share, and keep exploring the hidden legacies of the past.